Here's the plan. We take Dave Jones, a local chef of great renown, and a celebrity assistant to help him out in the kitchen with a certain recipe. On top of that, we throw in someone that knows absolutely nothing but is ever too willing to help with every step. That is what happens when you get too many cooks. Are you hungry yet? Okay, we're back at the commercial kitchen here at the Conneaut Human Resource Center with Dave Jones on Too Many Cooks. And what are we doing today?
Some fettuccine chicken carbonara.
Fettuccine chicken carbonara.
Yep.
Is that like a habanero? Is this going to be a hot?
No, it's very mild. It's on a similarity of a Alfredo. It's a white sauce.
Okay, and with us today, our sous chef to help us is another mild soul.
Yeah, who's our victim this time?
The other half of Dinner and a Movie, Chris Joslin.
Hi, I'm Jerry Orlando, and welcome to Orlando Brothers Golden Dawn, a family-owned business for over 25 years. We know our customers, and we know what you like. The freshest produce, a meat department stocked with the finest cuts, an in-store bakery, and a mouth-watering deli. And you can count on us to greet you with a smile and carry your groceries to your car. So stop by and see us at Orlando Brothers Golden Dawn on Main Street in Conneaut. We're saving this cart right here for you.
Chris, good to have you with us today, and Conneaut Plaza Theater, and also Christopher Joslin Photography. A lot of pictures going on there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of strange. It was really an accident, the movie theater thing, but doing photography for a long time. But my wife Gretchen actually runs a movie theater. I'm kind of a whipping boy over there. Mostly empty the garbage.
It's going to work out here that way too.
Yeah, you're the heat now.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, you take all the heat. The chef takes no heat.
That's why I brought the light.
All right, let's get down here. We got a lot of things to do today because this is carbonara, not carbonated.
Oh. Is that a cigar? Carbonara?
Fettuccine carbonara. Let me ask this too before we get going because this is important. What is fettuccine as compared to tetrazzini or spaghetti or?
The spaghetti is more of a round noodle, where fettuccine is more of the flatter part of the spaghetti noodle.
Okay, so it's like you took a to a spaghetti.
What they do is the fettuccine is designed so that it adheres to the pasta sauce. It actually adheres to it, where spaghetti is kind of a rounder. It's not supposed to. It
would slip off. Now what? So you choose this because of its texture?
That was actually just part of the. I mean, because I would actually do other things with it, but this was part of the process. So.
And what's tetrazzini?
I don't know if you ever heard of that.
Well, you can change the channel now, folks. It's all over.
Probably no such thing.
What, tetrazzini?
It's a song, isn't it? Fettuccine, tetrazzini, but there's all these pastas, penne, and you choose them because of what they physically do with the sauce or with whatever dish you're doing.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, saved you. Okay, so what's our first? What's our first tool? What are we using here today to?
Well, the first thing we're going to do is we're actually going to cook off and brown some bacon, because bacon is going to be the finishing part of the product. So we're going to do that first, and then we're going to move on to searing the chicken, seasoning the chicken, searing the chicken, and then we'll go on to making the carbonara sauce itself.
All right.
Okay, boss, I'm all yours.
Okay, so what we're going to do is probably get our pasta in here. About half of that box.
How do you open?
I put some salt in there.
Enough?
Yeah, a little bit more.
So what's the deal? You put the salt in the water?
It's a seasoning. Just season the pasta.
Yeah, but does it matter if you put it in before, or could you salt the pasta and then put it in the water, or what's?
No, you can't. No, you can't. You can't season the pasta until it's in the water and it adheres to it. I think we want a little bit more in there.
There's a lot of adhering going on in this recipe.
I messed up already and mismeasured the pasta.
Well, see, that's why you're a sous chef.
Now, won't those other ones be done before those ones you just put in?
No, no,
I didn't think so.
not in my world. They won't. All right, we're gonna turn the fire off and let it sit. Come back to it and stir it. And turn the heat on the fry skillet. Get some bacon started.
Now, why aren't you using a wok?
It's got the flat bottom so that the bacon will actually just sit and brown in its grease.
Okay, so the wok is about the side, and the skillet is about the bottom.
Mm-hmm. Yep, so we're going to
Just
need
like at the
probably
beach.
about 4 or 5 pieces, like 5 or 6 pieces. Just lay them right in the bottom. It's kind of like breakfast at home.
You know, I still remember.
Not in my home. There'd be a box of Cheerios here.
When we got our microwave when I was growing up, and we could have bacon at 1 minute per slice.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of my greatest memories of life, right there.
Really?
Because this takes forever.
All right, and while that's cooking, we're going to get started on some chicken. There's the knives over there if you want to.
A little slick. Using all this?
Just the one piece. Yep. All right, now the chicken has the thicker side to the thinner side. Mm-hmm. We want to kind of balance it out. Mm-hmm. So we're going to take meat tenderizer and then balance that out. That balances it out. Teach it a lesson.
Yeah, I think Brad Pitt did that in a recent Tarantino movie, didn't he?
Then season it up.
Yeah, you have to do that after the chicken's dead.
Yeah, yeah.
See, I prefer to actually season it after I get done beating, because if you'd have seasoning all on the bottom of your mallet, so it kind of defeats the purpose.
There's no logic to the fact that it could pound the seasoning into the chicken?
It may some, but most likely you're going to find it on the end of your meat tenderizer there. Let's stir our pasta up a little bit. Just loosen it up a little bit so it don't stick together. And we got some heat going on underneath this pan here. And we're going to start with we're just going to sear this in some olive oil. So we need a hot pan.
Now, did you put anything under that bacon?
No.
That just went straight in?
Yep, just straight in. We're going to let that get a little warm so that way the chicken doesn't stick to the bottom of the pan. And we'll go ahead and turn your bacon.
Why won't the bacon stick?
It probably would. Probably would if you left it in there.
Am I turning it properly?
Yeah, looks good. Now the objective is to actually just brown it off, and then we're going to set it off to the side. We're going to take and lift this. And carefully shake your pan so it don't stick to the bottom. Now we're just going to sear this on both sides, and then we're going to set it off to the side.
Okay. Can you actually pound the chicken too much? It looks like you went to town on that right there.
Not necessarily, no. It's not going to make it tenderer or tougher. If it's real super thin, it's probably going to dry out real fast. So you're gonna kind of leave it a little meatier. I just want to check the pasta. All right, now this is the opportunity to actually season the other part, half of the chicken. Go ahead and flip your bacon around again. Just kind of give it a good brown on both sides.
Yeah, get it right this time.
Brown it on all three sides.
Yep.
Now, that bacon is curling up. Is that a specific type or a thickness of bacon to do that?
No, bacon is just a natural product. It's going to do that.
It's like pork rinds right here.
All right, take your tongs and flip that one more time. All right, now just so that's not sitting in a bunch of oil, we'll do that to it.
What's that?
This chicken stock. We'll let it sit in there and just kind of, suck up those juices in there.
Is that fire a natural process that we don't have to worry about at all?
No, you probably would if you were at home. But here in a commercial, it's all stainless steel.
Yeah.
All right, so now we're going to set this aside. And this is pretty brown now. We'll turn the fire off on that, let it sit and brown on the other part. Go ahead and give our pasta a stir. All right, we're going to do some cream cheese. Probably just
I usually just eat that straight.
yeah, that's good. This is kind of going to give it that cheesy flavor, the Alfredo. And we need to do some onion up a little bit, so cut both. That's a tough job for me to
I don't know
do.
if I can handle that.
So, did you ever see The Notebook?
Notebook.
Yeah, that movie, The Notebook.
I don't need the onion to try.
He's not going to admit. Let's see. Have you seen Field of Dreams? That'd be a good
All right.
fire.
I did an onion not too long ago at home, and I couldn't handle it.
Yeah.
I didn't make it through the onion. That's why I'm standing up, foot back.
Do you ever bring an onion somewhere where you know you're going to cry just to have an excuse?
No?
Apple Dumpling Gang, you ever see that movie?
No.
That was so bad.
I don't get much time
tried.
for TV, see. Just want to.
What's life like? You don't have time for it. What's your downtime? You work all day and
Gym. Go to the gym. That's my downtime. All right, so now we want to get this pan hot. And we want to put a little bit of butter in it. So we'll let you go ahead and put probably about that much.
What are we using? Anything?
Yeah, just that knife be fine.
that much. And what's going in here?
This is going to be the carbonara. This is the sauce that we're going to make for the chicken fettuccine.
And so what's the origin of that name?
Carbonara. You know, I don't know where it comes from. It's just it's one of the recipes in the books.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know where it originates from.
What about chickens? Where do they come from?
the prehistoric.
That's something Dave knows here. It's 2 strikes.
Dave, you can fight back.
He already let me off easy with the onions, so.
All right, so we're gonna kind of sweat them out a little bit and check our pasta. How's it coming along?
It's wet.
It should be just about
That's
ready.
all the onion you need.
Yep, that's all the onion you need.
Folks at home will just have to set that whole 3/4 of an onion aside for later.
Yeah, that's another dish. That's another show. All right, a little bit of chicken stock. Just so our butter doesn't burn. We're going to drop the cream cheese in. We need garlic. We have our garlic press here. Yep. I'm going to take the outer shell of that off. Let you give that a squeeze. Just put that down in there like that.
Squeeze it right in the pan.
Yep, just squeeze it right in the pan.
Now, what's the rule on garlic as far as how much do you use per?
Yeah, fresh garlic, you don't want to use a whole lot. Just enough to kind of get everything going together. Okay, a little bit of salt and pepper.
And do you eyeball that to know how much to put in?
Yep,
Just cover the top.
just enough to kind of season it a little bit. A little more chicken stock. All right, it's coming along. Why don't we clean off our board a little bit and get our chicken over here, get that cut up. Yep, just use the tongs up here. Put the chicken right down on the board. All right, put the pan back over and I'm gonna give this a quick cut. Just strip it up like that, the whole thing. Leave the tip of the knife down. Use the back of your knife as a cutting part, and just go back and forth. Yep.
I need that.
Says that is the exact knife from Psycho.
All right, and see how it's pink still?
Mm-hmm.
That's good because it's retaining its flavor. So we're gonna add that right to our and cook it the rest of the way. You want to take the bacon out and do the same thing. Just kind of chop it up a little bit. We're going to add the peas to this. Just regular frozen peas. That's going to give us. That's going to give us our color.
Now, I think I would have had to do 10 strips of bacon because I probably would have ate half these by now.
Yep.
There are a lot of dishes with peas and bacon.
Yeah, carbonara is it's typical that there would be peas in it. The bacon is actually the garnish on top. It gives it that crunch, the different textures to the dish. And chop it up real good.
Smaller.
Yep.
I think bacon is probably one of the most perfect foods, as long as you don't know where it comes from.
There might be a couple of fingernails in here. It's all crunchy.
Okay, we're going to add a little bit of heavy cream.
And what's the difference between that and regular cream?
This is like a whipped cream. No, nope, nope, nope.
Garnish for the top.
You put a little bit of grated Parmesan.
Could a health-conscious person put skim milk in there instead?
Heavy cream would be thicker.
So maybe skim milk and cornstarch.
I don't know if cornstarch would work as well.
What else? Shooting down. Using his techniques, he's not even.
Stir that around a little bit. And I always like to add a little extra butter during that process. All right. Turn the fire down. Let it cook right on in. And pasta.
Okay. So what we've got going on here now? We got our this sauce is it's thickening.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's kind of coming together with the chicken.
Okay, and the spaghetti,
Hey, can you smell that?
fettuccine is waiting.
Woo! That is some good stuff. All right, we're gonna put some. Go ahead and put some pasta in there. Kind of hold it up and drain it, and drop it right in the pan.
So you don't actually strain it, huh?
Well, you can.
Yeah. Not gonna hurt anything though.
No. A little bit of pasta sauce. Water doesn't hurt anything.
Yeah.
So do you take many pictures of food?
Actually, I do. Yeah. I mean, when we go out to eat, I get made fun of a lot for taking pictures of food. I have kind of an infatuation with it. It doesn't serve me any purpose. It's just for me to look at. You want more in there?
Yep.
That is, it's hard to perfect that.
It is. Well,
Try it. Sous chefs clean that up.
yeah, well. It's these tongs.
Blame it on the equipment.
Nothing wants to stay.
Equipment
There we go.
malfunction.
There's a technique to this. No one was going to tell me the technique.
All right, that's good.
All right.
Well, you got
Once
plenty
you
in
get it
there
down,
now.
it comes up.
Yeah, I know. Those are still good.
Yep.
So what else? We got what do you do for?
I do
Take food for fun. So what
Yeah,
else do you
food
do?
for fun. Probably, I'd say 80% of my business is senior portraits. That's what I enjoy the most too. Weddings, a lot. Of course, up here, with the way the weather is, weddings are you got to cram them in about a 3 to 4 month period here, so you can only do so many. But senior portraits keep you busy throughout the whole year.
The mark of a great person, organization, or civilization is their ability to withstand the test of time. Conneaut Telephone Company has withstood the test of time. From before the Spanish-American War through World War I and into the Roaring '20s, Conneaut Telephone Company ushered communications from the age of the telegraph office to the era of a telephone in every home. Through the trying times of the Great Depression, our operators were there connecting State Street to Wall Street, and they were also there connecting soldiers and their families with news of victory in World War II. After 70 years in business, Conneaut Telephone Company saw the turbulence of the 60s give way to triumph as we witnessed a glimpse of the leaps technology would make in the decades to come. Over 111 years later, Conneaut Telephone Company is the same company, with the same name and the same commitment to meeting the communications needs of Conneaut. Conneaut Telephone Company, standing tall against the test of time.
You have a specific senior portrait, not a person, but like a pose or something that you specifically remember or were impressed with?
Blue steel. I came up with it. No, not really.
Okay.
Every kid's different. Yeah, they all have different interests and different likes. And,
All right, go ahead and put your bacon, just sprinkle it on the top. Gives it that crunch.
I could do this.
Okay, and then you're going to chop up a little bit of parsley.
Boy, that does smell good. That sauce.
And there's your chicken carbonara.
How about shallots we're going to go on here?
Yeah, we missed that part.
but I don't know if I can get a needle on this fork. Do you have forks at your restaurant?
Yeah.
And welcome back to another episode.
That's the next show.
It doesn't taste like I had anything to do with it. It's excellent.
Wow, okay, I tried it. Yeah, I messed up the presentation.
It's not so funny now, is it? That is really good.
Yep. Bon appetit.
Excellent. Good job.
So that's chicken carbonara, and you witnessed way too many cooks this time. We'll see you next time.